13 WJTS News, I'm Charlotte Olson. A farming accident in a rural area east of Jasper Tuesday afternoon took the life of an elderly Celestine man. Around 1 p.m. yesterday, deputies at the Du Bois County Sheriff's Department responded to a 911 call in reference to a male down from a tractor accident. Deputies say that the accident took place along the 3600 block of Snellville Road, about 4 miles east of Jasper, across from the UB Clem furniture plant. Authorities identified the deceased as 85-year-old Jerome Canese of Celestine. They say that Canese had been operating a tractor in a field about 100 yards south of Snellville Road when he fell from the equipment and was fatally injured. Celestine first responders, Memorial Hospital EMS, and the Du Bois County Coroner's Office also responded to the scene. The Huntingburg City Council took the next step in the Market Street Park project by approving the process to begin advertising for bids for construction. A part of the Stellar Communities project, Market Street is on the fast track to begin construction this summer. One of several ongoing development projects to make Huntingburg a city like no other, and the Stellar Communities project is 1.5 years away from completion. However, the council is already looking ahead to another area of potential redevelopment. In a resolution, the Common Council voted to establish the Main Street Economic Development Area. The Main Street corridor represents the area along Main Street from 1st Street to the north side of the city limits. Essentially, the resolution sends the approval back to the Redevelopment Commission for a public hearing in June to establish where in that corridor will be the focus of the economic development. Mayor Denny Spinner explained the importance of this next step.
But what the council has approved is a plan that will help take us into new technology that will include metering systems that will be reading the meters and giving us some real-time data on how those meters are working. For example, it would be able to allow us to determine if there was a leak or a faulty meter way before the normal process time would happen, and also allow us to read the meters more efficiently, get the data in real time back to our offices, and allow us to be more efficient in not only the reading the meters, but correcting problems that we might occur along the way.
The Economic Development Area does not set any new taxes nor a TIF district. It is simply an area of focus. A long-discussed water department project to replace water meters and taking the next steps in the development. The project was developed as a part of the study done with criteria to determine the best approach to replacing water meters and a more efficient way to do metering. Using an innovative approach, the project would utilize existing technology in new ways, allowing the city to have a faster reaction time in the cases of water pipe issues, as Mayor Spinner explains.
And what it really does is set our next focus for our community. The Stellar program has had a designated area where we focused our efforts to redevelop that area. We're about 1.5 years away from the Stellar designation being complete, and the council was looking at where's the next area of concern. Working with the Redevelopment Commission, we have contracted a firm to do a study. We did public hearings on what areas might be of best concern, and it was determined that the North Main Street area is an area that we feel is underutilized right now, can be redeveloped, and has the most potential for growth in the community. So what that designation does, it doesn't establish any new taxation, or it doesn't establish any kind of TIF area or anything. It just establishes an area where tools such that could be used should the right occasion come up.
The potential new meters will work by providing daily updated data that will be captured by relays on the city's towers, which will then be uploaded to the city's servers for billing and analysis. It will also provide this data on a website that users could log on to keep track of their daily water usage. Cybersecurity will be a major point of this software. While the information will be collected on a daily basis, the system detects a drastic change in water usage. An instant update will be done to notify the water department of a potential problem. Potentially, this could give the department a reaction time in the matter of hours versus currently, where an unknown water leakage can take weeks to be noticed. The website will also have full potential future expanded capabilities for other utilities should the city decide to expand. The decision last night was only one step, giving the water superintendent approval to begin investigating software developers who specialize in this type of service. Once the software and hardware is officially approved, the project will take a total of 5 years to completely roll out. Memorial Day traditionally marks the start of summer travel season within our Hoosier state. And whether you are attending the Indianapolis 500, vacationing, visiting family and friends, or just passing through the state, INDOT urges drivers to plan extra travel time and to also stay informed on road conditions and to please drive safely. Most highway maintenance activities and construction projects will halt work during this holiday weekend to increase mobility and also safety for drivers. INDOT directs its contractors to pull back barriers and barricades to the safest extent possible to help accommodate the anticipated increase in holiday travel. Some restrictions and reduced speed limits will remain in place due to ongoing road construction, however. The Indiana State Police and also local law enforcement agencies will also be participating in National Click It or Ticket mobilization now through June the 4th. Officers will join thousands of law enforcement agencies across the country in conducting high visibility patrols, encouraging drivers and passengers to buckle up. Click It or Ticket is an annual enforcement effort supported by federal funding from the Traffic Safety Division of the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute. Indiana law enforcement agencies have been actively involved in the Click It or Ticket campaign for over 20 years. According to the Indiana Department, there were 827 people killed on Indiana roadways in 2016, and of those fatalities, 36% were found to be unrestrained. For 2017, Indiana agencies will join those from across the eastern half of the United States in a combined border-to-border mobilization. On this Monday, May the 22nd, from 4 to 8 p.m., the joint mobilization was a driving force for seatbelt safety. Unbelted motorists, whether driving or riding, will be issued a ticket. For more information regarding the Click It or Ticket Enforcement Mobilization Campaign, visit www.nhtsa.gov. St. Joseph's Church is on its way to finding out what's in store for the renovations of its some 20 stained glass windows. Yesterday, Wisconsin-based Conrad Schmidt Studio, who specializes in restoring stained glass, arrived to remove one of the windows as a test trail to establish a timeline and to also set the standard for the remainder of the windows. Conrad Schmidt Studio has been in business since 1889 and is the largest firm of its kind in the country. They provide services for conservation and also restoration efforts, along with designing and creating art glass for new structures. This will not be Conrad Schmidt's first project in the area, as they previously completed restoration work at the Ferdinand Monastery and also at St. Meinrad. The St. Joseph Parish has been engaged in assessing the historic church's needs for the past 3 years in respect to the condition of the windows and other aging surfaces, leading it to make the stained glass windows a very top priority. The stained glass windows are well over 100 years old and have been peaked in their natural life expectancy. Contractors removed one window yesterday in the nave of the church, and the window weighing in upwards of 120 pounds was displayed, and it could easily be seen how the weight of the glass has caused the seams to start to buckle. The technology behind the restoration of stained glass has not varied much in the past century, as Conrad Schmidt will begin reconstructing the windows by hand. Some of the original glass in the St. Joseph windows came from Kokomo Opalescent Glass of Kokomo, Indiana, who still continue to produce much of the same materials today. The plans include restoring as much of the original glass as possible. However, if it is not possible to use an existing piece, the unusable material will be saved and returned to the church for future usage, and also for future funding for the project to largely come from Stewards of God Grace Capital campaign, which was orchestrated in cooperation with the Diocese of Evansville. The 39th annual Jasper Strasse Fest is set to take place this summer, celebrating the German heritage that is still seen within our area. As tradition goes, steins, buttons, and also Strasse Fest German-styled flags commemorate the annual festival and are now available at the Jasper Chamber of Commerce office, located at 302 West 6th Street. Be on the lookout for official Jasper Strasse Fest program booklets that will soon be available at several banks, restaurants, and retail locations throughout the city of Jasper. The 2017 39th annual Jasper Strasse Fest will be held August 3rd through the 6th in and around downtown Jasper. For more information about the Jasper Strasse Fest activities and events, call the Jasper Chamber of Commerce at 812-482-6866, or find them on Facebook or visit jasperstrassenfest.org. Jason Risley of Vincennes has been charged with soliciting unregistered securities and acting as an unregistered agent. Risley, 32, was arrested after charges were filed in the Knox County Superior Court. He was then reported to the Indiana Secretary of State's office after he approached a man with a suspicious investment opportunity. He claimed that for a $5,000 investment, he could secure $1,600 back per month. The man shared his suspicions with the office, and after reviewed it, what was discovered that neither Risley or his investment company were registered. Risley is charged with 1 count of offering an unregistered security at a level 5 felony and 1 count of acting as an unregistered agent at a level 5 felony as well. He is in custody in the Knox County Jail on $10,000 bond, and Securities Commissioner Alex Glass said that failing to register your investment firm with the Secretary of State is a major red flag, and that before you invest with a company, always check to make sure that the security and the investment professional are registered. Charges are merely accusations, and a person is innocent until proven guilty. For information on how to report suspicious activity, visit www.in.gov/SOS. And make sure you keep it right here, because up next we'll take a look at your weather summary.